As I think about this value scale on my Unit 1 drawing camp, I might consider the fact that light, this box is going to be a white of the paper number 1 level value. I might use my 2H pencil to work these two boxes. I might use my 4B pencil to work these 2 or 3 boxes. And I might mix my HB pencil into my 2H and 4B to do the 3 in the middle. So let's talk about using pencils. Most of us want to hold a pencil with a traditional grip where we use what's called a tripod grip. We're anchoring our hand to the table, holding and choking the pencil up tight at the tip of the pencil. I would like to encourage you to start trying to back off of the pencil. If I hold the pencil at the heel end of the pencil, I can make the pencil much more flat to the paper. I even try to hold mine a little bit more over the top or just with my 2 fingers. And as I start to put a value into this 2H level 2 value right here, I can kind of control that a little bit more to stay very, very light and very even. So I'm going to make this a little bit darker to make sure that it picks up on my camera, but I'll show you how you can lighten that in just a few minutes. So each of these values, I'm trying to progressively get darker and darker as I do my shading for each value box. I don't want to run my pencil through the whole box trying to work this way. I want to keep each box as its own separate value or separate shape that I'm trying to control edge to edge and get darker and darker. Now here's where I was talking about I may want to use the 2H pencil, but I might also want to put a little bit of my HB pencil. So this is about as dark as I'm gonna get with keeping a nice texture to the 2H. So now I'm gonna come in. Again, notice I'm holding my pencil way at the back so that I can kind of control how much pressure I have on it, and I can keep my pressure pretty light. But this is going to let me just kind of layer in a little bit on top so that I can get my darkness under control. And I can keep my textures somewhat even. So what I want you to think about doing, wrong one, 4B, my dark, I want to make this last step as dark as possible, but also as flat as possible. I'm working on a wood surface. I'm starting to pick up my wood texture, even though I put a sheet of paper underneath my paper I'm doing my value scale on. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of that wood grain from under there. So I want my darkest dark to be that dark. I'm going to increment, maybe keep it on the lighter side. It's much easier to go darker than it is to go lighter if you've gone too dark. So right now this is too big of a jump. But if I come in, I'm going to change direction to help me fill some of those gaps that maybe I'm missing because of my line stroke. And now I can kind of control it. So I'm looking for an even step coming out and transitioning value to value. And we'll give you some time to work on this. So while you're working on that a little bit, I'd also like to talk about what happens if you get something a little bit too close. Or maybe you made it a little bit too dark. Like this jump right now, when I look on the camera, is looking a little bit bigger than maybe I want it to be. Another tool that's in your art packet is this fun kneaded eraser. So it might look like silly putty to you. It might feel like something that you can play and make sculptures with, but I'm going to warm up this eraser, stretch it, and when I stretch it, that folds the dirty sides. I've used this one a few times already. Folds up the dirty graphite-filled parts and kind of cleans it and gives me a new surface to work with. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to rub with this eraser. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap with this eraser. So if I come in, I'm going to go in that darker spot so maybe you can see my holes that I'm tapping off. So let me try it down here. It usually works best for everybody to understand it if I come in and pull from here. So see that blob I just took out? That's now on my eraser. So if you get something a little bit too dark and you want to take off some of your graphite, stretch your kneaded eraser around, kind of lightly tap or pick at that surface to pull that graphite away. Okay, so we're looking for a nice even transition from white and slowly building our steps to get darker as you go to finish this value scale.